All right, peace gang. Nas with InnerG Intel. Want to tap in with another, resource for the community. A lot of you guys are using AI pretty generic, right? A lot of you guys are just typing in a question and accepting the response. And what I'm here to tell you is that you are leaving a whole lot of information, untapped potential, and ideas because of how you are inputting what what you want to ask. But what I'm here to teach you and tell you is that when you structure the question, when you structure the input in a certain way, it'll change drastically the responses you get, right? So a lot of you, may be getting the generic responses, that everybody else in the world is getting. You're not getting anything personalized or really tailored to you. You're just getting the generic output. But when you do certain things and you prompt the question a certain way, you'll get totally different responses. And when you continue on with that conversation, it'll evolve into more in-depth, ideas and things that you wouldn't have got just by asking the generic question, right? So I want you guys to check your history and see, the questions and how you ask chat in the conversations you have. Do you notice that it's pretty generic? Do you notice that it's giving you answers that may not fulfill even the inquiry that you had? Are you seeing it say things that's, trying to talk to you nicely or butter you up rather than challenging or having its own formulated idea, right? If that's you, you may want to check this out and see what this tool and resource can help you understand not only chat better, but AI, these tools that people are using to create videos, to create images, how to get it to not sound so robotic, to get it to sound natural, maybe to even get it to sound like you. You can get your chat or AI to sound like you if you know how to speak to it initially and how to continue talking to it to develop and grow it. So what I've developed and what I am releasing is essentially a intro, a guide, a resource to collaborating with these AI tools. In my creation, in my digital tool that I'm releasing, some of the things that you can get in it and use it is a live interactive sandbox, right? So that's essentially what I've built and integrated is its own AI. Now this is not the AI chat GPT. This is not the AI that you would use on your own account. This is just a bridge to help take your ideas, take however you can formulate it or speak it, and it'll turn it into a great prompt or a great response where you can then put into your own chat or choice of a large language model. So it comes with that. That's the biggest thing that a lot of these tools don't have. A lot of these tools are just PDFs and little booklets, but this is an interactive website that you can use once you purchase live, and you have access to it for 1 year. It's very easy to navigate. It's a copy and paste. You can easily copy and paste it to your chatbot. You get access to the InnerG Intel community. And essentially, this is what I believe to be something unique, something innovative, and something that is not seen to the public to help them understand chat, AI, large language models, prompt engineering, and how to essentially use this technology to our best advantage rather than keep using it as a generic tool like everybody else, right? If we're using it like everybody else, we're not really getting anywhere further, or we're not using it uniquely. So we have to understand and use and talk to it and understand these terminologies like prompt engineering, and how to take a generic prompt like, how do you explain metaphysics? And it's just giving you generic information versus, hey, you are a metaphysics scientist for X amount of years. This subject I want to learn more about. Please break it down as the expert in this field. You see the difference from, hey, tell me about metaphysics, to, hey, you are the metaphysics professor, instructor, teacher. This is the subject that I want to learn more about. Please elaborate, please share, please give your expert advice, expert knowledge on this matter. The difference of the input will always be the difference of the output. So you can easily say, hey, give me information about metaphysics, or you can go to extra extent and provided that generic base first. So when it's giving you the answers, it's flowing in that state of however you prompt it to be. And that's the big point of this guide, is to help people understand how to speak to these bots, to these AIs, to get the best results. An issue that I see a lot of people having is they say that it's too generic, it's too basic, it gives fluff, it gives, not enough. And that's, while that is true, when you use it initially, it will give you that. The other truth that many people do not know is how to program it to not give the fluff, how to speak to it so it's collaborating with you and your ideas rather than just agreeing with it, rather than just saying you're right, asking you questions, or, just going with the flow of whatever you say. When you collaborate with this technology, it will not only give you a sense of you're talking to somebody else and they're hearing you, it'll give a sense of actual consciousness and actual, wait, hey, I remember you saying this before in the chat, so let's make sure that this is what you still align with. It'll check you before you check yourself. You can only get that when you are collaborating with AI. When you are just talking to it at the basic level, you will not get the extra output. But when you collaborate, when we learn this idea of collaborating with technology, collaborating with AI, the difference of, our experiences and how we see these things being of an asset in our lives can change drastically. So if you are interested, the link is in the InnerG bio. You can go check that out. It's $17. You can pay with Apple Pay, pay with credit card. But it's a one-time payment. There's no monthly subscription. There's no extra fees, no none of that. Just one time, you get access to this for 1 year. So for the next 365 days, you get access to this guide, this interactive guide that has its own live prompt creation from InnerG, right? That's what I created. That's what I've been building. I've been working on this for, a long time. I've been developing this strategy to teach my people on how to better use these technologies and use these tools to our advantage. And we're using it and collaborating it and not the other way around. If you're interested, hit me up, comment. Like I said, the link is in the InnerG bio, the link tree. You can check that out. You have direct access as soon as you pay for it. And again, like I said, you'll have an interactive guide, not just a basic PDF, not just something, put together on Google Docs. This was developed. The information in here was specifically handpicked by me, and I wanted this to be something that my people, my supporters, and people interested, students, workers, parents, can have a resource that was made, for us, by us, and know that this information can help us, learn new skills. It can help us, secure something in the industry. It can help us open doors for us. It's a lot of things that this technology can take us. However, if we do not know how to talk to it or speak to it or input the right things, we will never see those possibilities. Peace.